This week on Screenshot, the more social side of gaming. Or is that the more embarrassing side? Plus, GameCube's PNO3, Terminator 3, and Need for Speed Underground.
Hey, welcome to Screenshot. As always, we've got a show lined up for you full of game previews and reviews, and as always, loads of prizes. So let's get into it. Check this out.
Now this week, can you tell us what PNO3 stands for? There's the website for you to go to and enter at, and we'll tell you who won next week. Oh, and look at that. There are last week's winners at the bottom of the screen.
Well done to all our winners. Chris, our prize pimp, will have those out to you very shortly. Right, it's chart time now, and here are the biggest sellers in New Zealand this week, brought to you by EA Games. Now, Screenshot wouldn't be Screenshot without kicking it off with the Game of the Week. Brought to you by The Warehouse. Here's Carl.
Welcome to the Warehouse Game of the Week. This week it's the PlayStation 2, the latest in the SmackDown series, which is WWE Here Comes the Pain. I'm not usually a fan of wrestling games, but this one's actually pretty cool. The graphics are quite amazing, and even the crowds are ultra realistic. I was playing one game and they were holding up signs saying, "You still suck," which sort of hit a nerve. Here Comes the Pain has got a whole host of different game options, like different game modes. You've got tournaments, tag teams, single match. You can have it with manager, without manager, and they all fight each other. Other wrestlers rush in to help you or to beat the crap out of you, just like the TV series. And then there's the special mode that's got a very special place in my heart. It's called Bra and Panties. The aim of the game is to strip your opponent down to their bra and panties, and thank God they're women. I wouldn't like to see Rikishi. WWE also has all of the characters, the real-life characters' music, their intros. They're really pretty cool to watch, but once you've seen them all, you'll obviously be hitting the start button. It's a great game, load of fun, so if you're after a good wrestling game, go grab it.
Cheers, Carl. Xbox time now. And first up, the New Zealand charts, brought to you by EA Sports.
Nobody's well.
Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines is one of the very few computer games ever to feature a governor of California in the starring role. Though good old Ronnie Reagan showed up a few times back in the 80s in titles like Dragon Ninja. Anyway, you know the drill. Terminator, big bad cyborg, enemies, shoot them. T3 takes you, as Arnie, from the future back to the present to protect John Connor. In the future, you've got access to all the decent stuff like laser rifles and frag grenades. But once you get to the present day, you have to make do with shotguns, miniguns, and rocket launchers, the wimpy stuff. T3 is very straightforward as a shooter, basically marching you through the plot of the film. You can switch to Terminator Vision, which is stylish, and Arnie does his own voiceovers, managing to sound exactly like McBain from The Simpsons rather than the other way around.
Good luck, machine. No sweat. Lock and load. Let's go. Move it, move it.
Other than that, though, it's pretty much stuff you've seen before, mainly on the PC, though. What it does have is some solid explosive action with an excellent learning curve, meaning that you'll really get stuck. 10 years ago, the game release of Terminator 2 was absolutely awful, one of the worst film conversions ever. T3 redeems this to a great extent, but without breaking through to the future in terms of innovation or gameplay. It's an unoriginal but fun blast fest.
It's been in the air for a while, but shooting terrorists is still #1 fun for many game players. Rainbow Six 3 comes to the Xbox on the heels of Counter-Strike, but with its own brilliant twist on tactical combat. The original Rainbow Six is a Tom Clancy book about an international anti-terrorist squad that's been turned into a game series. The core element is you plus 3 buddies going after the bad guys in everything from sewer tunnels to hotel suites. No charging in either. Rainbow Six 3 goes for realism, and just like in real life, it's all too easy to die and stay dead. There's always a special kind of adrenaline factor on tactical games, and Rainbow Six has it in spades. Throughout play, Rainbow Six 3 does an excellent job of balancing the stalker side with the actual shooting. Just like the earlier PC versions, Rainbow Six offers a full spread of realistic weapons and equipment, and the developers have made large sections of the game extremely dark, forcing you to use the excellent night scope and thermal vision modes. Plus, it does the SOCOM thing of being able to talk to your teammates, though you'll need an Xbox Live headset to do that. Overall, Rainbow Six is the kind of game that the Xbox has been missing. A really, really well-made tactical shooter with a stylish single-player mode. If you're a fan of this series or feel like going terrorist hunting this Christmas, this is right up with Counter-Strike is the one to get.
Coming up after the break, Worms 3D, PN03 on GameCube, and I Embarrass Myself on national television.
Do I know you?
He's the son he never wanted.
Come on, it's me. I am Jack O'Neill. What's going on?
He's a clone.
What?
You have been cloned, O'Neill. And he wasn't built to last.
Colonel, you're dying.
Stargate SG-1, Friday, 9:30 TV2.
This is the best of REM. A magnificent collection of REM's best songs. In time, the best of REM in music stores now.
It's chicken time again at Burger King. And now, for a limited time, it's the new BK Chicken Wrap. 5 juicy chicken tenders, your choice of Cajun chicken or chicken with bacon and barbecue sauce and a soft tortilla. It's always chicken time at Burger King.
With seasonal allergies like hay fever, it's easy to lose your sense of proportion. You can treat the symptoms you can see, like sneezing, a runny nose, and puffy eyes. But what about that groggy, blocked-up feeling in your head? Flixinase 24-hour goes further than antihistamine tablets, tackling the symptoms you can see, and with a little time, clears your head as well. Flixinase 24-hour, cutting hay fever down to size.
I am a death dealer, sworn to destroy those known as the Lycans. Our war has raged for centuries, unseen by human eyes. But all that is about to change.
Underworld. The dental experts at Oral-B are on a mission to protect your teeth and gums. Their ultimate weapon? The Oral-B Professional Care 7000, the world's most advanced power toothbrush. With a compact round head like dentists use, its unique pulsing 3D action cleans below the gum line, preventing and even reversing gum disease. Mission accomplished. The Oral-B Professional Care 7000. Brush like a dentist.
The ultimate Christmas gift for the whole family is the Xbox Beast. For just $3.99, you can tame an Xbox console and controller, DVD remote, Midtown Madness 3, and Brute Force. The Beast is done for just $3.99. Grab one today. Xbox, it's good to play together.
Well,
Michael Bublé, the coolest new voice around.
Come fly with me, let's fly
Michael
away.
Bublé,
Fever.
the perfect Christmas gift.
Hey, Christmas is coming and you have to get your kids the hottest toys. Get over $200 of the hottest toys for just $99. A micro racer, the world's smallest radio control car, a bubble gun, puzzle vehicle, a rainbow art set, a zoom copter, space blaster, and the latest from Europe, the moon frisbee. Madman! Over $200 of toys for just $99. Be in the first 20 to ring 0800 Madman and get the hottest toy of all, free. It flips, it twists, it turns, it's the crazy car. Over $200 of toys for just $99. Ring 0800 Madman now.
Now, there's not much that I wouldn't do in the name of professionalism, and this next story is no different. When the producers told me that I had to muck around with some of the weirder gaming equipment out on the market, I didn't know what was in store. Check this out. If you're looking for something fun to do on your Friday night, think the Megamix Dance Mat. Not only is this fun for everyone of all ages, it's especially fun when pissed or covered in marmalade. That's a different story. Check this out. There you go. Side. To the back.
Side. Back side front.
Okay, go.
Oh, jump things.
It's much more difficult than it looks. Yeah? It's way more difficult than you think. I failed.
Did you do your best? Game over.
Okay. I couldn't quite figure out how to choose my songs, dude. Where's my wine? Hello? If you're gonna get me to sing, at least give me some wine. Oh, I don't want to sing.
No.
Okay, here we go. Shack! Love Shack, baby. Oh, yeah. I got me a Chrysler at 6 about 20. I don't know this bit. Love Shack, baby. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. Love Shack.
It's up to you, New York, New York. Right.
You're the best. Yeah, laugh it up. Anyway, time now for the PS2 charts, brought to you by EA Sports.
Secret Weapons over Normandy comes 12 years after the classic original, Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe. Larry Holland, the man behind both games, also made X-Wing and TIE Fighter, so this one has some serious credentials. Available on PS2, Xbox and PC, Secret Weapons over Normandy is a stylish World War II flying game that may be a bit too simple for history fans. You're a high-flying American pilot named James Chase, who's just been transferred to Britain. With your incredible Red Baron flying skills, you get taken all over World War II defending the free world as we know it. Secret Weapons trades in historical accuracy for arcade playability, particularly with weapons. You can do things in your plane that would make Chuck Yeager vomit, like quadruple barrel rolls with a loop thrown in. This makes for a very arcade-style playing experience, and anyone looking for hardcore historical flight sim action is about 5 years too late. It's fun though, and the dogfighting is very reminiscent of the old Star Wars games that Larry Holland helped create, meaning lots of tail chasing and vertigo. Despite having such a straightforward playing style, Secret Weapons still has a back-end loaded with historical footage. Nearly every mission is introduced with photos and archival movies, plus there are a pile of unlockable shorts talking about the various planes. These touches hold the game together nicely, and the usual LucasArts mega budget is apparent throughout. Overall, Secret Weapons over Normandy is fun in a barrel roll, though more suited to people who like console-style playing rather than the flight sim complexity.
Kaya Dark Lineage is a PS2 platform game that positively reeks of cuteness. Coming out of Eden Studios and Atari, it's a solid combination of fighting, exploration, and general bopping around. But there's a nagging feeling that we might have seen this all before. As Kaya, a stereotypically slim teenage girl, you've got to go and rescue your brother Frank from a magical world. This rapidly expands into saving just about everybody, since the world is filled with corrupted natives who need turning back into their true cute selves. The opening tutorial's annoying, but after that, the story and the gameplay pick up considerably. Kaya switches from platform jumping to fighting and exploration, throwing in some stalker elements as well. Corruptive natives, called Wolfen, need beating into submission, and after a few good whacks, they'll be released from their curse. You can also lure them into your traps, though the way you do it... yeah. The rest is mainly puzzles and yakking to the characters. There's a bit of an extreme sports element thrown in too, with snowboarding and skydiving, though these feel tacked on and don't really add much. So there's some solid gameplay here, and if you look past the cuteness, or you even like the cuteness, Kaya Dark Lineage is definitely worth a look.
Worms was a classic PC game featuring psychopathic little terrors with bazookas and dynamite. Now it's been remade as Worms 3D for the Xbox, PS2, PC and GameCube, sprucing things up whilst preserving the gameplay. For dirt-feeding garden dwellers, Worms are incredibly violent. Playing out over some bizarre Salvador Dali landscapes, your team of wrigglers tries to kill everything else in sight, using an arsenal that would do Unreal Tournament proud. There's something incredibly satisfying about blowing up the worm who was taunting you just seconds before, especially with a huge range of laughs and insults built into the game.
Stupid! Stand aside, citizens!
As in the original, the real story is the multiplayer. It's a little strange because it works off one controller that you pass around your friends. But after you get used to it, there's some fun to be had. It's very competitive and enjoyably nasty. Be prepared for elbows and couch fights when you drop your buddy's last worm into the drink with a cheap shot.
Ansel, we need a game. Watch this one!
Anyone who's played the original will realise that Worms 3D is a virtually unchanged port except for the graphics. It's got an old-style gameplay and sense of humour that's very, very different from most other recent console games, and frankly, it's a welcome change.
Stay with us, people. There's heaps more coming up after the break.
When your number's up, reload, take aim, and get ready for heart-pumping action.
Some things don't change.
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Rene Russo.
You want to get married?
Chris Rock.
Take out the gun!
And Joe Pesci.
I was only kidding with you!
It's action with attitude. Lethal Weapon 4, Saturday 9 o'clock, TV2.
Give it a break.
Get ready for Party Island. Drink Export Gold and you could win one of 100 trips for 3 days and 3 nights of partying it up in the Pacific. Woo-hoo! Enter on pack and in bar.
The ultimate Christmas gift for the whole family is the Xbox Beast. For just $3.99, you can tame an Xbox console and controller, DVD remote, Midtown Madness 3, and Brute Force. The Beast is done for just $3.99. Grab one today. Xbox, it's good to play together.
Keeping a relationship alive? It takes work.
Introducing something unique. New KY Warming Liquid.
Creates a gentle warming sensation on contact. It'll work.
New KY Warming Liquid Personal Lubricant. There's never been anything like it. And for couples everywhere, it's creating quite a sensation. New KY Warming Liquid.
Dirty Rock, the massive album from the dancehall king, Sean Paul, features the smash hit singles and Baby Boy featuring Beyonce. Sean Paul, Dirty Rock. In music stores now.
The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you.
Olay Complete. Love the skin you're in every day.
That's $2.95. That's all you need to try the new KFC Chicken Sub. A crispy strip of real chicken breast, fresh lettuce, juicy tomato, mayo and cheese with a honey mustard dressing on a fresh 6-inch roll. Just $2.95 at KFC.
Protection in even the toughest conditions. Pittsburgh Sun Care, tested in the Sahara.
The ultimate Christmas gift for the whole family is the Xbox Beast. For just $3.99, you can tame an Xbox console and controller, DVD remote, Midtown Madness 3, and Brute Force. The Beast is done for just $3.99. Grab one today. Xbox, it's good to play together.
Welcome back. Let's see what Carl's dredged up for us from the world of retro.
Okay, welcome to a very hectic retro game this week. This is Armalite for Commodore 64. I'm up against the first boss character. It's actually a really difficult game, this one, really tough. As far as 2D shooters go, it's still one of the best I've played. It's got the inclusion of two-player mode, if you're lucky enough to have friends, which I don't. Draws from a lot of games like R-Type, the original old Scramble, all those sort of games, except takes it a little step further. Compared to the shoot-em-ups of today, you don't have so many power-ups and stuff like that, but what it does have is fun and challenge. It's a whole heap of fun. You got interactive backgrounds like this, got to work out ways to get through and stuff like that. Thalamus did an incredible job with this game, considering the limited Commodore 64. It doesn't even slow down at all. It's quite impressive. Uh-oh, now we meet the boss. See, look at this. The character's a huge end-of-level design. Is wicked. It gets really tough later on as well. This is only the first stage, and I've got a cheat on, so I'm not going to die.
Cheers, Carl. Fast forward to present day. Let's go see what caught our attention this week.
Okay, GameCube time now. With Capcom released PN03, a 3D first-person shooter where you play Lara-like Vanessa Schneider, a freelance mercenary who loves killing robots. After a dangerous computer goes out of control on a distant planet, it's your job to get heavy on the metal. From the start, players are thrust into the action, taking down robots with electric palm shots and powerful energy drives. By stringing together moves, players can rack up big combos and build up a wealth of points, which can be traded in on new attacks, suits, and items. Unfortunately, even with the upgrades, the game gets very repetitive, very fast. Players go from room to room, killing everything in sight in a linear fashion, and the game doesn't deviate much from this principle throughout. The graphics are stylish, but environments repeat over and over. This lack of variation makes it a bit of a bore, and the game's soundtrack is also uninspiring. PN03 suffers from rigid controls that struggle to create flow between movement and attack. It makes the game initially hard to play, and later on in the game, it's downright friggin' frustrating. So PN03 is pure action with no real depth. And while the game shines in certain areas, it fails to make use of GameCube's graphical power and playability. But have a look if you're after a linear action game where thinking is secondary to all-out button bashing.
You must all be up to speed with the culture of comics by now. Here's Stu with another instalment.
This week we're going to show you the tools to help you become the next hot thing in comics. Instead of being some kid doodling in the back of your maths book, these books are going to show you how to become the new hot talent. This series of how to draw manga books really lets the budding artist in you develop your talents. It's a step-by-step process that's really detailed that helps you develop those characters that you've always wanted to. And once you've got your art up to scratch, DC's got a book that'll help you work on your scripts. Everything you need is here, and it's the format that New Zealand's very own Dylan Horrocks uses when he writes Batgirl for DC out in East Auckland. And that brings us to this week's Comic of the Week, Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. Whether you've just started reading comics or whether you've been reading them all your life, this is a must-have for everybody. Next week, though, I'm going to tell you about my two favourite New Zealand creators, Ant Sang and the legendary Martin Eamon.
Time now to find out what's going on in the world of PC games. But before we do that, let's check out the charts in association with EA Games.
The old-time computer game craze has been building for years on the internet. Now, as the cheesy bedroom kids of the 80s get jobs and spending power, it's coming out on the shelves. Atari's 80 Classic Games collection follows this year's Activision anthology as a grab bag of titles mainly based on the classic Atari 2600 console. You get 80 games spanning all the way from the original arcade version of Pong to Yar's Revenge and Missile Command on the 2600. These aren't conversions, they are the original ROM sets running through an emulator. Make no bones about it, the early days were ugly. Working off 4-color palettes and resolution that would embarrass a cell phone, early programmers worked wonders with gameplay. This stuff is all stimulus response. You see, you twitch, you adrenalize, without silly things like plot or logic involved. Some games have lasted well and are still playable. Asteroids, Centipede, Missile Command, Tennis, Breakout are all good fun, and an excellent history lesson for anyone who's interested. Others, well, did anyone really pay money for Human Cannonball? What it comes down to is that you're either keen on this sort of thing or you aren't. The Atari collection is an Unreal 2, and you shouldn't go in expecting hours of repeat gaming, but it's an excellent collection nonetheless. And if you'd like to find out more about the past and know where all of the modern games come from, this is the way to do it.
Need for Speed Underground is a huge, shiny tribute to the Fast and the Furious, putting you in the middle of the street racing world with kinetic visuals and lead foot action. You start off as the boy in his mummy's car, and through some fairly cheesy cutscenes, you're told you need a reputation and a better ride. Then it's on to the driving. You gain style points as well as money, and you'll make frequent trips to the garage for upgrades that range from bumper decals to engine makeovers. Underground is available on PC, PS2 and Xbox, and all three look spectacular. The real test, though, is always the gameplay. The races themselves are right up on the adrenaline line, and even drag racing is much more interesting than it sounds. A nice touch is that you can keep adjusting the difficulty, selecting easy, medium or hard for every race in career mode, so you can switch between cruisier victories and tough challenges as you like. And for racing against humans, there's always the basic gut pleasure of slamming your buddy into a wall right before the finish line. Need for Speed Underground is a superb arcade-style racing game, a full nose ahead of recent titles like Midnight Club 2. This is a crowded genre, but Underground has its foot right down to the floor, and anyone with the boy racer taste will love it.
Well, there you have it, folks, the end of another show, but we'll be back again next week with all the best from the world of games. Catch you then.